later to some of the comments I'll make about Canada. Although, as many of you know, and you're similar to us, most of our activity, I've spent most of my adult life outside my country. It's great to be back in Canada because most of the time, 96% or 97% of our activity is actually outside Canada, and actually 55 to 60% is outside of the continent. So, you know, when we say export, we're not talking just going down south. We're talking about Asia and Europe and what have you. So it's been a life spent very much on the road. However, in Canada, although as a percentage is small, and Canada's percentage of GDP is small, we actually have millions of users of OpenText software. You just don't know it because we're under the hood. But we believe 1 in 3 Canadians actively use our software every day. And that's whether it's in the education system or they're at Sobeys or Tim Hortons, etc. So it's quite a digital footprint that we have in Canada, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. The other interesting thing about OpenText now, and certainly true of some other companies, our Supernova brethren in Waterloo Rim has got numbers even more compelling than this. But what's happened with us is we're investing $1 billion over the next 5 years. So as we see companies such as Luncheon and what have you come in, there is a change in the guard, and I think we'll continue to see that. And I think it's very, very different from the automotive sector. And I think that's something that policymakers, I think, are starting to perceive. And that gives us all in this one different kinds of opportunities. Where we were is we were 27th last year. We think we're probably 17th or 18th this year. And we believe we'll keep moving up that stack. We have a heavy commitment to Canada and a heavy commitment to R&D, and we think that's good business. Commitment to Ontario. Recently, I had the pleasure with Ken Coates, who's the Dean of Arts at the University of Waterloo, to establish a new campus in Stratford. We gave them $10 million over 5 years, and the province and the university and the feds and the city of Stratford all kicked in and created a new campus dedicated to digital media. I'll talk about that in a minute. The Canadian Digital Media Network is something I'd like to talk about a little bit more and invite you to become involved in that. That's a $200 million federal center of excellence for the entire country focused on digital media. Canada Project is something that we put before the cabinet, and in essence, it's to digitize everything in the country. Let's become the first digital country. Most of our kids today do not go to the library. Most of the kids today, and I'm going to get into this, actually don't even use it. They've gone on to the next level, and they're leaving all of us behind. And one of the things that we need to do is to digitize much of the content that we've got that's literally collecting dust. And then finally, the Canada 3.0 conference is part of an effort to increase the